Now, last night, Bethesda kicked things off with their very first E3 press conference. You probably watched it here on YouTube. It was absolutely phenomenal. And if you're watching YouTube E3 live right now, you already know we have a lot to talk about. Well, here and now to tell us more about Bethesda's news yesterday, our Bethesda's VP of Marketing and PR, Pete Hines, and of course, from Arcane, you saw him on stage last night, Harvey Smith, to talk about Dishonored 2. First of all, guys, congratulations. A big night for Bethesda, the Dolby Theater. When you came up with this idea, Pete, I know you dream big, but it must have been everything you wanted and more, right?
Eventually. I think every moment up until we started, it was totally not worth it.
Right.
Because it was a lot of work and rehearsal. I mean, you know better than anybody how much work goes into it beforehand. But once we started, and the crowd at the Dolby, and to see everybody's reaction online, it was totally worth it. It was a lot of fun.
And I love that you guys went deep on so many games. I mean, Todd up there for like 34 minutes talking about that was absolutely incredible. And Harvey, you and Raph obviously made a big announcement last night with Dishonored 2. Lots of rumors over the weekend. You made it official. So tell us about that announcement. We certainly want to talk about Fallout, although Todd will be coming by later and things like that to go deeper with it. So Dishonored 2, everyone loved the first game. You guys revealed a first trailer, sort of a tease of it, a CG piece. Tell us, why did you guys want to go back to this world?
Yeah, well, we love our setting. The Empire of the Isles is practically a character in the game.
Yeah.
And, we told the story of the first game. You follow Corvo. Emily is the little girl. If you play the game very darkly, her drawings get very dark. It's kind of a special character for us, and we just felt like there was still a lot of energy there. What do we tell about Emily's story and what other parts of this world? We always try to design the world bigger than you see it in the game. Lots and lots of details, very layered.
Yeah.
And so talking about it, there were many different directions we could have gone, and so we went to Serkonos in the south. It's the setting for the new game.
So obviously the trailer focuses, heavily on Emily. This is a game where you will get a chance to sort of pick, I guess, whether you play as Corvo or Emily, right?
Yeah, one of the things we wanted to do was support the people who liked Corvo last time.
Yeah.
So Corvo's back. He's 15 years older, still marked by the Outsider. He has his weapons, his supernatural powers, the rat swarm, devouring swarm. He has bin time and all that stuff, possession. But Emily Caldwin is the new character, and we put a lot of focus on Emily. It feels like Emily's story at some level.
Yeah.
And so near the beginning of the game, you can choose Corvo or Emily, and you play the rest of the game as one or the other.
Interesting. Okay, because I was going to ask you, you have those two characters, you make that choice. They obviously, there's rumors that there's some kind of, relationship between those characters. Does the story still involve both those characters no matter what choice you make?
Yes, they're very much in each other's lives in a way, And the way we want to do it is we want to play the first 20 or 30 minutes of the game as Emily.
Right.
And then we have a pivotal moment where you choose one or the other.
Wow. So is this the kind of game where you imagine people are going to want to replay it to sort of see the other side because you're going to see both characters and they're going to interact? They're going to be those intersection points throughout the rest of the story?
This is Dishonored, right? So you can play like Ghost-like and nobody even knew you were there, and you didn't kill anyone, and you snuck and used all the stealth.
Yeah.
Or you can play very violently, and so you can get 2 playthroughs out of it like that.
Yeah.
The world is also, the missions are sprawling enough where your path through the mission might be different than my path through the mission, so just like Dishonored 1, but a little more epic in scale.
Right.
You can play through for those reasons, but certainly playing through as Corvo or Emily, since they have different powers, they have non-overlapping powers. Emily has all of her own powers. She doesn't even have Blink.
Wow, okay.
She has a power called Far Reach that can be repurposed in different ways to pull people to her, and in the air she assassinates them, or she can pull herself across one building to the other.
Right.
So yeah, it's a different experience.
So it's a different experience. Are the storylines, do they diverge? It's not the same story that you're just playing as a different character. Is it different levels, or how does it play out?
We tell like one handcrafted story from beginning to end, and put 2 characters in it with different perspectives on the world, different commentary on the world.
Wow. Okay. Well, that sounds really, really cool that you guys are doing that. Now, I was going to ask you about, you guys had a lot of cool voice actors you're probably not talking about yet, but is Chloe going to be back to play Emily, or do you know?
Yeah, we're not commenting on the voice cast yet, but we got a lot of mileage out of that last time just in terms of quality. We really liked working with all those guys. Everybody brought something cool to it.
That's very cool. Now, one of the cool things, Pete, that I saw on the trailer when you put it online afterwards is this game is coming next spring. Is that true?
That's correct. It'll be out Xbox One, PS4, and PC next spring.
Wow. So you guys are. What I love now is that you're very tight timelines of like announcing games. I mean, Fallout. The fact that it's coming out this November, I think, sent the internet into overdrive last night. And the fact that these guys are coming out in spring. Bethesda's been quiet for a little while, but it seems like this is going to be a very prolific.
We
period
have,
for
and
you.
I think we approach each game differently based on what it needs. There are some games, we do and have done a lot of new IP.
Yeah.
And there are games for which we think, well, we probably need a little more time, like with the original Dishonored, to help everybody wrap their head around, like, well, what is this game in this world and how does this work? I think, Harvey, you'd agree, it took us a little longer to get everybody kind of into where your head and Raf's head were in terms of what the game is about. Now that everybody's kind of gotten it, we just don't feel like we need quite as much time to explain it. Everybody kind of gets it. So we can take less time and focus on the things that Harvey was talking about, which is, well, how is the game different? What are the new things, the enemies, the locations, the powers, and all of those things?
Yeah, I have to say, so far it's been a pleasure to work on Dishonored 2 with Raf and the team and Leon and all. And part of that was that the first game was such a difficult process of discovery. Yeah. Like when we started, we really weren't sure of the world or the setting or the time period. By the end, we felt like we had it. And then in the DLC, Knife of Dunwall and Brigmore Witches, we really felt like we understood our world. Yeah. And so starting this one, the quirky assassination targets and the locations, the really interesting themed locations that you're going into. Like you saw one of them in the trailer with Emily. She's going into the home of Kirin Jindosh, who's the grand inventor for Sokonos. And the walls and floor move and all that. And he has the clockwork soldier. All of that is in the game. Just like last time, our goal with the trailer was everything you see in it you can do in the game. Wow. And so this time, everything you see in the trailer, we hope is in the game.
Wow, it's awesome. And any sense of when we're going to see the game, Pete? Do we know?
Later this summer.
Okay.
We have ideas, but we kind of wanted to put this out there and sort of let everybody know, okay, we're doing it, and the trailer gives you an idea of what it's about. And I think to highlight what Harvey said, I think Emily is a really important part of what Dishonored 2 is doing. It's something Harvey's really felt strongly about from the beginning. Having a female protagonist, having her be a very different experience from Corvo, allowing the player to have a choice. Again, I think it's something that Raf and Harvey have really pushed on. So get that out there, let folks digest it, and then maybe later this summer we'll pull back the curtain and let everybody see the game and see it all in game, what it's about, and let these guys talk more about it.
Well, it looks amazing. Congrats again on a great press briefing last night. And we've got much more Bethesda. We've got Todd and Marty coming by a little later to answer more questions about those games. Pete, Harvey, thanks for the time. All right, well, we're about...